Today's topic, we're going to be talking about bigger M&Ms. Reflections of Purpose. Hello, my name is Karen Sims, and you joined us here at Twisted Threads. These are our reflections of purpose. That's right, we come to you a couple of times a week with some good messages that hopefully inspire you to do a little bit more, impact your life in a positive way, and eventually transform even your mindset and your way of thinking. So we come here with the messages and we want to get right into it. Bigger M&Ms. Yeah, that's our topic today. I know I come out of the wall sometimes with these topic names, and you're thinking, where could we possibly go with the bigger M&Ms? So a lot of what I do when I come on is I talk about motivation of the world is waiting for you, that you want to eradicate self-doubt, to murder procrastination. And why are these things important is because we've got big things that we want to do in our lives, but we got to get past the smaller things in order to get to the meat of all that we're doing. And bigger M&Ms, a recent conversation I had with some friends of mine, and it started with one conversation that went on to another conversation with other people. And it basically was talking about the Malcolms, Malcolm X, the Martins, Martin Luther King, Reverend Doctor, and even Maya Angelou, the Mayas. And so we started talking about what we thought, what would be the purpose of all of the work that they did while they were living. So a lot of the work that we know from Martin and Malcolm is talking about social justice and racial equality. And even Maya Angelou, like, her story is so phenomenal. But when she was born, as she was growing, as she came into young adulthood, nobody thought that this would be the Maya Angelou who would have more than a dozen books that were written, who would write poetry, who would be on television shows, who would sit across from Oprah, being a mentor to Oprah Winfrey. You see, when people thought of Maya Angelou, they just thought, okay, well, that girl over there. And there is some person in your life today that may be thinking of you in the same vein. It's just like, oh, that's that Karen over there. She doing those videos. She need to go sit down somewhere. I'm going nowhere, so get used to me. But when you think about how did those things translate in your life, of people did not think that you could be bigger than you were. So maybe you started that business already. Maybe you've been successful in some area of your life that people counted you out. They didn't think that you would make it. I've been a person who has experienced that in the past. And so now I always think, what do I need to do? I'm not thinking about what does so-and-so need me to do. You know, of course, I think fully on my family and the legacy that I'm leaving, but I'm not letting the opinions of others hold me back from what I know is my destiny, from what I know that my ancestors put in time for. So when I think of Malcolm, when I think of Martin, when I think of Maya, I think that there are people in the world who will be bigger than them, who'll be bigger than Prince, who'll be bigger than Spike Lee. Look, if you've been watching the movie scene, it took Spike Lee over 30 years to get the recognition of his peers. Now, imagine Spike's thought if he got stuck in the fact of, they don't like me. They're not going to support me. They're not going to honor me or appreciate me. If he got stuck over there, we never know the great work of Spike Lee. But who's the next Spike Lee? And I hate to say it that way because there's never going to be another Spike Lee. But when we're thinking about amazing filmmakers, is that next Spike Lee type our Rashim Kilo Pugh? Is it from that Save the Arts TV and films that we're able to kind of push forward? Who's that next Oprah? Who is the next person? You know, is it me? Yes, I want some Oprah type money, but I don't want to be Oprah. I don't know what it cost her to walk the walk that she walked, but I know what it cost me. I know what I feel in my mind that if I got to that place, I'd say, yeah, I put in that work and I deserve to have that recognition. Maybe that's you, but maybe it's also you that you shrunk back to think, I want to be smaller. I don't want to be a bigger M&M. I don't want to be bigger than Martin or bigger than Malcolm or bigger than Maya. And it's okay for you to stay in those thoughts for a time. But understand that as our ancestors have gone before us, they've opened up doorways for us that they expected for us to walk through. You see, even Oprah in the seat that she's sitting understands that as she opened the door, she expected somebody to walk through. Before there was a Michelle Obama, there was an Eleanor Roosevelt. You know, there was a Jackie O. There were all these other people that we could look at and see, and we admired them, but maybe they look like us, maybe they didn't. Now we've got different role models in our life who we can really say, yeah, I think I can do that, because they're real, they're tangible. We can kind of touch the thought of what it is. So I wanted to go over some amazing quotes so that you see like that comparison that could come out. So it does not matter how slowly you go, as long as you do not stop. Confucius. The world is waiting for you. Karen Sims. You see how crazy that is? I know, I love it. Optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Nothing can be done without hope and confidence. Literally, when we talk about, and that's a quote from Helen Keller, when we talk about eradicating self-doubt, it's the same thing, that we've got to have faith in ourselves, hold on to hope so that we push forward for greater things that are moving ahead of us. So one of my favorites, with the new day comes new strength and new thoughts. That's Eleanor Roosevelt. Now, she was a former first lady, you know, from many decades ago. And then we've got this quote from Michelle Obama. You don't have to be somebody different to be important. You're important in your own right. Like right now, you're important. Right now, you're a bigger M&M. You are bigger than the Martins. You're bigger than the Malcolm. You're bigger than the Maya in your circle right now. You're bigger than those M&Ms in your world, in your corner, in your region, in your community. And guess what? If you're not, you still have an amazing opportunity to be bigger. And so here at Twisted Threads, and with these reflections of purpose, we always want you to remember that you can do great things. You can do amazing things every single day. I love this quote from Carol Burnett. I love her. I used to stay up late and watch her with her red hair, and just thought, wow, she's so amazing, because she would always recognize her grandmother, you know, with the little ear tug. And I was like, okay, if I ever get on TV, I don't know what I'm going to tug, probably not my ear, but we'll figure that out. Only I can change my life. No one can do it for me. Like, how empowering when you understand it's you. You may have thought you were waiting for that husband. You may have thought you were waiting for that spouse. You may have thought that maybe having that child will complete you. You may have said, if I get this job, that'll be the last big thing and I'll be good. The only person who can change your life is you. So as we come here for these reflections of purpose, I want to remind you that I'm counting on you. I'm counting on you to be bigger than you were yesterday. I'm counting on you to be braver and more courageous than you were yesterday. But I'm also counting on you to understand, look, there wasn't a Spike Lee before there was a Spike Lee. There wasn't a Michelle Obama before there was a Michelle Obama. There wasn't a Karen Sims, before there was a Karen Sims. There wasn't a you until you step out of your corner and allow your greatness to go into the world and fill the gap. You are the answer and a solution to somebody's problem in the world. But if you keep the resolution in your corner, somebody's walking around missing you. I often say it, the world is waiting for you. We've got no more time to lose. We need you to be motivated enough to tell your story, to embrace your truth, and to be brave enough to share the most broken parts of yourself with the world. Why? Because you will bring healing to somebody. You'll bring greater understanding and empathy to somebody. But most of all, you'll bring freedom to yourself like never before, that will allow you to be a greater version of you. And I'm excited about that. Hopefully you can get excited too. Look, it's Twisted Threads. I'm Karen Sims, owner, principal, master life coach. I have all these titles for one purpose: to ensure that these messages continue to go out to inspire, impact, and transform your life so that you can go forth in your community and do the same in your circle. It's Twisted Threads. Remember to like and share these videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and as always, Make it an amazing day.
Reflections of purpose.